Well, good girl. Hey guys. Boy. So I don't really need to say this, but I haven't uploaded, and one of the reasons I haven't done anything recently is the last 3 essays I wrote they were so negative. And I think, what's the word? Whining? Rage bait? Whatever this problem is we have on YouTube, I don't want to contribute to it. I want to focus on, having fun. And I was talking to some of the guys. We had this idea for something of a Warcraft travelogue. We're going to check out some places that maybe are off the beaten path. Everybody's gotten into this rhythm of leveling up their alts as fast as possible, but, the world of Warcraft is very big. And in that big world, there's some cool little spots to take a breather in. So, why don't you check this out? This is kind of a pilot. It's edited really loosely. I forgot to turn off my UI, so it doesn't look that good. But the point is, it's kind of fun. And if you like this idea, let me know. Hit a like or whatever. Leave a comment. Maybe suggest some places you'd like to see. And we'll go check them out. And we'll see how that goes. I want to be back with the regular Timegate Tavern sooner or later. The augmentation evoker is really cool. The story is kind of coming together, I guess. I don't know. So, check this out and let me know what you like. But with all that, let's get back to it.
Over there.
Let's introduce a bit. So we're doing a different thing. Instead of a Timegate Tavern, we thought, hey, let's get out of the bar for 5 minutes and talk about some just locations, because we keep bringing this up, but you find places that I've never seen in the game, even though I think technically I've been playing the game longer than you.
A little bit, yeah.
It's just, the world is really big, and it's interesting to me that they don't use the world as much as they could, because it's very cool, and so finding these little places, nooks and crannies with secrets and stories, and
part of that is just being really bored and queue times taking forever.
But also, the world's full of wonder.
It's full of wonders and things to do when you have nothing to do.
I want this to be a series. I don't know what to call it yet.
Grimble Farts, Butterballs.
That's a good name for a travelogue.
Yeah.
So we are, this time, over here in the Arathi Highlands, but it's this little section off to the right. I'd never noticed on the map before. Does this have a name?
It just says the Forbidding Sea, and it looks like it's Horde territory. But,
interesting. I like this little farm here.
Yeah, it's like a cozy little farm, sequestered off in the middle of nowhere. You got some crops over there. You see some ships far off in the horizon. Over there is the Twilight Highlands. There's some cool action going on.
I like there was a subtle update with the 10.1.5.3.b patch update, where the field of view was updated.
Supreme Lex, yeah.
It's what's the word? They didn't increase the field of view, but they fixed how the fog works, so now you can kind of see things better.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a spot over on the western side of Eastern Kingdoms where you can actually see into Gilneas from across the ocean. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I've seen some people
that makes
complain.
These little spots a little cooler now.
Yeah, I've seen people complain that maybe that makes the world feel a little bit smaller, but I completely disagree. I think it's awesome being able to see out and go, oh man, that's Orgrimmar. And you get an idea of how far away things are.
I like seeing something and being able to go there. I know it's a joke about Skyrim and you see the top of that mountain, you can walk there. But the reality is, it is neat.
Yeah. It's really fun, and I think it's really important in an MMO, especially one with so much emphasis on the world as well, to be able to. I I guess feed your curiosity a little bit and go check things out. But like there's a giant fucking sword sticking out of the ground over in Silithus that you can see from like 6 miles away, and it's super cool that you can walk all the way over there and check it out and see what's going on.
But what's the story with this place? Because you pointed it out to me. I assume a quest takes you here for some reason.
No, there is zero reason to ever go here. The theory is this is pretty much just set dressing for either like a flight point, or if you look over in this direction, you see Twilight Highlands. If you're over there questing and you see this spot, you know, it would give you something to look at and give players the impression that there's stuff going on here. But as far as coming to this specific spot, there's no reason to. And it's really fun because
stables.
Yeah, there's where people keep all their supplies and rams, presumably, but you know, it would cost them processing power, I guess, to have NPCs here, so they just didn't bother. But
it's interesting though that this is technically Horde territory. I wonder if there was a story about like people being driven out of here.
That would be really
that they never like fleshed out.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how these are obviously dwarven buildings, but this outhouse is entirely too large for dwarf. So maybe they had guests, like some night elf guests who would presumably
take very tall poops.
Yeah, they're really long.
Oh, look at this!
Yeah, it's fully furnished, which
it's fully furnished. There's a stack of books. I love these big what do you put a beer in?
Stein,
thank you.
Yeah, I like
these
the
big sticks,
little like cum coming out of it.
Sticks.
Like there's a lot. Some jizz like coming out of the stein.
It's a lot in there. And then we have a lot and lots of bottles. There's lots of bottles and dynamite, like, and all these knives. They actually decorated this place out like an actual zone.
Yeah, I'm curious what the story of this was. Whether or not they, Astora, you're not supposed to be in here, ladies and gentlemen. Friend of the show, Astora is here in chat, but she can't use her microphone, so she's reduced to funny sound effects.
I like this inoffensive painting. It will never offend me.
You know what? I legitimately don't remember what used to be there, because I know they censored a whole bunch of paintings. I'm sure there's like
I got a question.
Yeah?
Was that bowl of fruit painting new? Or was it a painting that was already in the game and they just replaced the lady with it?
I don't know. It looks pretty high res. I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a new one.
I think what bugs me with it is I understand why they might want to censor some stuff to make it like the tone that they're looking for. And times change and yada yada, and you can complain about censorship. But I wonder, why not do something that looks like an actual painting in this world and not a bowl of fruit? Like, I don't picture this being hung up in a tavern with a bunch of like dwarves.
So here's my thing. We're in World of Warcraft, right? There's like weird like World of Warcraft fruits and shit that people eat. You know, I feel like they could have done something a little more interesting than just nondescript spheres of color. Like, this looks like something you could generate using an AI, and I'm curious if they actually did that, or if it was before that sort of thing was very efficient. But I think
I don't know. Someone probably drew that, but
yeah,
I mean, it's very interesting to think about those like little details. Well, I like this mounted boar head.
Yeah,
that's like a big masculine, stereotypical fantasy setting appropriate decoration.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they could think of something to paint there. I like this gun. There's like a lot of there really is a lot of furnishing and detail in here. I have to imagine this was supposed to be used at some point and they just never got around to it.
Either that, or it was originally just going to be set dressing and they thought, oh hey, you know, people are going to see this and they can just hop in the water and swim right over, so we may as well like put something in here. Or if this was all part of like a default preset for this building, like I'm sure in the game files it's labeled as like dwarf building 5 or something, and it just automatically comes with whatever.
I don't know. I feel like if that's the case, we'd probably see these exact configurations somewhere else.
Yeah, like I think if that is the case, you know, this would be the norm, and then everything else that we see has been edited. or changed around to make it a little bit more interesting. Because there's nothing here that I haven't seen anywhere else in the setting and all that. Like, check this out. There's a big big plow. It looks like they were halfway done using it.
Yeah, there's I'm seeing a sense of environmental storytelling, but they didn't actually there's no signs of conflict either. Like normally you'd see skeletons or something's burnt down if they wanted to suggest that people were forced out, but that's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it before, the ships over there are cool. Yeah, there's more farm equipment on this side. But it's all it's weird looking at the map because there's clearly this little thing here. It's marked out green.
Yeah.
I'm trying to picture too before flying. This was here in vanilla, right?
I actually don't think so. I think this was added in Cataclysm with the world update. Because there's this zone, there is the weird plateau over in Kalimdor where all the animals are having the Infinity War. I'm sure people have talked about that one to death since it came out in 2012, 2013.
This is very interesting. I kind of wonder, what is this supposed to be? Is this a walkway back here, or is that just a stone?
I think it's just more space. Because the only way to get here is to either swim or fly.
Yeah, it really could just be set dressing, as odd as that may be.
You know what? I'm going to hop on my mount, and I'm going to fly over to where we can see it from Twilight Highlands. And just try and get a perspective of what it may have looked like. There's fatigue waters.
Yeah, it almost feels like they didn't expect people to come here.
Yeah. It's obviously visible. Oh, you know what? I see some buildings over here. Well, this is kind of interesting. There's another little wrecked up kind of dwarven looking part of a town or village over here too, overlooking this part. You know what? This big central trench in Eastern Kingdoms. If you look on the map, I actually don't know if that was there in vanilla or not. I was never big on classic. If anyone can tell us, let us know. Because I'm wondering if the story was this all used to be connected, and then Deathwing or whatever did big Dragon Rift and cut this in half. And that's why this half is all wrecked up and slanting into the ocean. But that part over there is mostly fine.
Yeah, and after the destruction, there's no reason to live there because almost everyone's dead and gone anyways.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna look under this water. And this water is deep too, and I don't see anything.
No sunken buildings.
No.
Huh. That's funny.
Yeah.
Have I taken you to those? Yeah, there's fatigue down here too. Weird. Have I taken you to those dive bars in BFA?
I don't think so.
We should go to one of those next.
Okay. But yeah, this little zone was introduced to me by one of my first ever WoW guilds. There was a little RP event, and it was a secluded enough little spot to where we didn't have to worry about being disturbed. There's no mobs or anything that spawn, so you don't have to constantly go through and kill those. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I think if anybody wanted to do a comfy little RP zone, relaxing adventure, this would be a good spot to do it. Of course, I'm sure as soon as we mention it,
spot for RP.
Yeah, if this goes up, then I'm sure a million people will end up over here, and it'll be a little bit less secluded. But yeah.
This is a good find. Thank you for the recommendation, Herc.
Yeah.
I want a drink. Should we close out?
Sure.
Okay, I'll see everybody next time. We're gonna find more fun places to share. I want to find places that are good for RP, like this, where there's like no mobs you have to clear out. But also, I mean, this is almost like a mystery. I want to figure out if there's actually like more of a story here besides the Cataclysm destruction. It's kind of fun thinking about.
If anybody in the comments can tell me or Cam who was responsible for some of the zones, some of the redesign in Cataclysm, and whether or not they have like a Twitter or whatever we can contact them at, I would love to talk to them about it.
Well, that's all. See you guys next time. I wanna wave. How do you wave?
Oh yeah, /wave, and then 3, 2, 1. There we go. Oh, yours is all weird.
I'm broken. I am a robot.
Oh, I have to kill you and put you out of your misery.